Good morning. Ooh.
We made it!
Whoa.
We made it to Friday, guys. Welcome into the PHNX Sun Devils show, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Join Inner Circle for free by downloading that Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I am Anthony Totri, joined as always by the one, the only Phoenix himself, Mr. Erik Ruby. Of course, we have Captain Redbeard behind the Mac, making all of the magic happen. Guys, do us a solid. Do yourselves a solid. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. A ton to get into on our Friday show. Of course, we got an interview.
Big interview.
The second most famous Kanye out there in the world.
Number one to me now.
Is joining the show. That's fair. That's entirely fair.
He is now the number one Kanye.
We've got that interview squared away for you guys. We're also going to be talking some ASU hoops. Obviously, a big matchup less than 24 hours away. Bobby Hurley, Tommy Lloyd, Jayden Quaintance, Carter Brown. The list goes on. And, of course, it is Friday, so we got hot or not at the tail end of today's show. Absolutely love it. But first, I want you to know.
Me.
I want you to know something
Just
specifically.
Nobody else.
Because you get so... I see the facial reaction from you every time I give, every time a nickname is
it depends
presented.
on the nickname.
I hope you know that I don't think of these before the show starts.
I don't care.
It's just like, oh, that's his nickname. Boom. Let's rock with it.
What's your favorite nickname of mine?
Of
it could be the funniest, it could be the most accurate, most underrated. What's Anthony Totri's favorite Erik Ruby nickname?
I think my favorite one is honestly just Rubus.
I think Rubus is solid.
Rubus is a really solid one. Rubus Cube, I think that's a great
underrated
one.
is Blind Mouse.
Blind Mouse is a great one.
Blind Mouse is a great one.
And you're rocking it today. You're rocking it today with the shady rays.
The Blind Mouse look.
I love it. We got Ben in here, John in here. One thing before we get started with today's show, with the interview, I want to make sure, if you haven't already, head to PHNX.com today, right now. Do it right now. Click the little event tab. Come join us for the ASU Hoops Takeover that we got going on tomorrow, presented by Branded Bills. Going to have a little pregame party over at Postino in the morning. Going to head over to the game and enjoy ASU Hoops taking on, of course, their rival, the Arizona Wildcats.
Come have fun.
We're all going to be there.
Come show out.
We're going to be there.
Good price.
Dog, Kevin, the whole Wildcats crew is going to be there. And
I'm going to be loopy because I'm going to get no sleep tonight.
Do you got something going on tonight?
We got PHNX Sun's watch party.
Boom!
For, of course, the latest game on planet Earth, 8 p.m. tip-off, Suns Warriors, Jimmy Butler showdown in the sweepstakes, all of that going on. And come to Gila River Resorts and Casinos Wild Horse Pass tonight. Come early, come hang out, have a drink, talk some ball, and then get some snoozing. And then come tomorrow, wake up, and it's time to beat the crap out of the kiddies. I keep on slamming the table.
Yeah, you need to calm down.
I'm so excited.
You're just excited for the interview.
Kanye,
Is that it?
Kanye.
There you go. There you go. Clip that, and we will go. Look, before we get into that interview, is there anything that really stood out to you about what Kanye had to say? Maybe his presence,
Nope.
Any of that stuff? Nope. You just want to rock and roll? Well, let's do it. No, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go ahead. This is your new running back at Arizona State, Kanye Udoh. We've got the newest Arizona State running back, Kanye Udoh, transferring from Army to Arizona State. Kanye, before we get into the decision, man, how's Tempe treating you so far?
It's amazing out here. It's amazing out here, man. I was in New York a week ago. It was 1 degree outside. Now I'm here and it's beautiful, palm trees around. Can't beat it.
It's a little bit different. A lot of things in Tempe are different. It feels like Kenny
It's a
Dillingham and
little
their
bit
staff,
different.
just a little bit, just a little bit. Feels like Kenny and their staff are kind of doing things different in college football. We ask this to everybody who decides to come to Arizona State, but what was it about this football program and their coaches that was so attractive to a player like you?
Yeah, I'm sure you guys probably get a lot of the same answers, but like it's really just how good the coaching staff is. They look like they're very coordinated, very put together. Coach Dillingham is obviously like unspeakable words can't even describe the type of coach that he is, and what he's been able to do so early in his career is really special. So just wanting to be around that environment. Then you got Coach Arroyo, the OC, and Coach Aguano too. Like just a whole bunch of people with great careers who want to build a program and just build a dynasty. So
For you, obviously having such a phenomenal season at Army last year and then now heading to Arizona State, I'm curious how much you saw of Cam Skattebo, the running back, the legend that he was here this past season, what you saw from Arizona State in the college football playoffs, Scat, and how much of that played into your decision.
oh yeah, definitely did. Because remember early in the season, I used to talk to my friends all the time. Like, there's this running back at Arizona State. Like, you guys gotta watch him. You guys gotta watch him. Everybody's talking about Genty, but I saw what Scout was doing early in the season. So being able to come to a place that he played at and just, get the same opportunity is special.
So, what is it about your game that might be a little bit different for Arizona State fans who haven't been able to go watch the pretty incredible highlights? Could you describe your game for them?
I would say like obviously I'm a bigger back. Um, Great contact balance, great explosiveness, good vision, can break away long runs, home runs, just all around somebody plays with a lot of heart and determination.
Love it. I know ASU fans are going to love to hear that. Look, before we continue all the football talk, I have to know because you're the first Kanye that I've ever met, the second Kanye I've heard
Okay.
of. Any like, were you named after Kanye? Like, is it a family name? Like, where does that come from?
Um, so I wasn't named after Kanye. Like I was born in 2004, so my mom actually named me before Kanye West was really like Kanye West. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
He was still rapping, but he wasn't really like as big as an icon as he is now. So I wasn't necessarily named after him.
the second most famous Kanye right here.
There we go.
Second most
Moving up the
famous.
ranks. There we go. When it
Um,
comes to being in Sean Aguano's running back room, I know there's always a lot of love for Kenny and for Arroyo and for the offensive vision, but Aguano's pedigree as far as the running backs that he's coached, not only at Arizona State, but at a high school level here in the state of Arizona, it's a pretty long, illustrious list. How do you feel like you've been meshing with him?
Great, great. Every conversation I've had with him is positive. It's been amazing. He's a great person, has a great reputation. The special teams coordinator at West Point, Coach Saturnio, and him are actually like really close friends. So I heard a lot of great things from about him from Coach Saturnio. Everybody talked to him about him is great. And his track record speaks for himself.
I know you brought up the fact that Kenny is unlike any other coach that you've had the pleasure of talking to, that a lot of these players, especially in the transfer portal, have actually been recruited by. What was this recruiting process like for you? Obviously different than the first time that you were in high school. Now a guy that people really, really want in their offensive system. Just kind of walk me through that recruiting, the visit, and then really those conversations.
Right. So it was really hectic being in the transfer portal. A lot of people don't realize that like a lot of stuff gets done within like a week. So it's a whole bunch of different coaches and everything. But what's different about this time is that I definitely knew what I was looking for. I knew exactly what I needed out of a program, and I knew what I would want to see out of a program before I got there. Then when I got to ASU, just being around the people, being around the players, being around Coach Dillingham, everybody else, I could see how they operated. And I'll say the turning point for me really was getting to watch the practice. Um, their practice was so like everybody's out there just having fun, like literally just having fun, like kids playing football level of fun. So being able to do that at D1 level and still working extremely hard at the same time and getting better and perfecting your craft and still achieving at the same time, it's a special combination. So something I want to be a part of.
I feel like a lot of players now looking at Arizona State and seeing the success of last season, it's very attractive, but it's also a good amount of pressure, right? You're now coming in, and
Right.
especially at your position, you know, stepping in and being next in after Cam Skattebo, like those standards are set pretty high. How do you handle that pressure and maybe turn it into motivation?
All right. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure, but if you don't want pressure in this game, then you're playing the wrong game, in my opinion. So I embrace the pressure. I love it. I love knowing that everybody's looking at me in particular right now, and I know that I have a lot to prove and big shoes to fill. So I just want to come in there, get to work, and just do my thing.
I love it. A little bit ago, you said you knew going into the transfer portal what you were looking for, and you found it at Arizona State. What was it exactly that you were looking for in a program for you to call your next home?
Obviously, a good coaching staff. That was the first one. Like a coaching staff that has a very good plan, has a good like chain of command, basically to say, and some place where I feel like I could use my like show what I can do to the full to my full potential. Like be able to show every aspect of my game, be able to run the ball more to the outside, catch the ball, do different things I haven't been able to do throughout my career at Army. So just being able to showcase what I can do, it's really played a big part in my decision.
What haven't you been able to showcase yet? Because I've watched you play and you're showcasing
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Right. So like schematically, some things like at Army, I really run from A gap to A gap. It was more like interior runs, no real outside runs. And obviously at Army, everybody knows we don't throw the ball at all. So no, we throw the ball like one or two times a game, and that's a lot for us. So not being able to catch the ball out of the backfield and certain things like that, but being able to showcase that has been exciting for me. It's been exciting for me.
Well, you've had one hell of a quarterback who's going to be throwing you passes. You've been able to talk to Sam at all?
Oh yeah, I talked to Sam Monday. I talked to Sam a couple times too. He's a great guy. Everybody loves him. Obviously a great football player.
For you, like it's not often I feel like we get transfers from our Army, Navy, Air Force, and then
Oh yeah.
going to other like major programs. Just what was that experience like being a running back playing for the football team at Army? Like what's the day to day at that school?
And with the full like schedule breakdown.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay, so let's just go like Tuesday. I will wake up at 6:30 in the morning. 6:30 in the morning would be get ready for formation, morning formation. At morning formation, we would do that. Then the entire school have to march down to the mess hall for breakfast. And that would go to like 7:20. Then from 7:40, class will start. From 7:40 to like 11:55, we will have class. Then we would go back for lunch formation. So we do the same thing we did at morning formation, just like get accountability. Then the entire school would march down to the mess hall again for lunch. And that would go to like 12:20. Then 12:45 would be class. Then from 12:45 to 2, you'll be in class. Then whatever we would do football wise, whether it's a lift, meeting, whatever, it would typically start at like 2:30. Then from 2:30 to 8:30, depending on how fast like you eat, shower, make weight and all that stuff, you probably be at the stadium to like 8:39. Then you either walk back to your room or catch a shuttle back to your room, get back to your room around 9:30, do homework for about an hour till like 10:30, get ready for room inspections.
Are you going
Goodness.
to keep a similar schedule? Are you going to have such a strict routine out here?
No, I'm actually gonna be able to do like I'm gonna be able to focus a lot more on football and just football and like school, obviously, of course, but I'm gonna have more free time, more like less stress, a lot less stress. So
For you,
I think
was
it's gonna
there
lead to like
any
better production.
Oh, 100%. 100%. You could focus on the game
Right.
and really trying to hone in on your craft. For you, obviously, Army plays a difficult schedule, but it's I don't think anything near to what some of these other Power 4 teams probably play on a weekly basis. Was there any maybe impact on your decision by having the ability to travel week in week out to some of the best places in the country in terms of like you've got Big 12 environments, you guys are playing at Colorado, you're playing at BYU, some of those really fun matchups?
Oh yeah. For me, like I love I love competition. Like I remember when we went down to LSU my freshman year. Like games like those, I love those type of games. So being able to compete against the best week in and week out, like I live for it.
So something that you said earlier, I found pretty fascinating, where you're talking about the coaching difference and being able to do a lot more here over at Arizona State and how great the staff is. For a great athlete who has all the physical tools, how much does it help to have those types of coaches on the mental side when it comes to actually playing on Saturdays and producing?
Right, right. Like there's a whole lot of extremely gifted athletes at this level who just have all the physical capabilities in the world, but sometimes it really doesn't click for them on a football field because they don't understand their assignment or what they need to do for their position, and they don't really know how to mesh with a team or a scheme the right way. So having experts who can really teach you and who've done it before, prove that they can do it before, teach you step by step, literally walk you through it. Like they have the formula of success. So having that support staff that can help me mentally is going to be huge.
For you, and I feel like for a lot of athletes at this level, there's usually a turning point, whether it be a high school season or maybe you go to a specific camp and you're dominating. And it's kind of the point where it clicks of like, hey, like I'm better than everybody else at this level. I can go D1. I can maybe have league aspirations. Was there a moment for you growing up, maybe in high school, where it was like, okay, I'm a dog. I can take this thing to the next level?
Oh, that's hard. Yeah, obviously growing up, but I would say like I'll say the moment where I like really realized, like the people around me really realized, like this is for real is I'll say my freshman year when I rushed. So the first game, I didn't start like every game, like in the beginning of the season my freshman year. I started like week 5. That first game I rushed for 100 yards. Then the week after that, we went down to LSU and I rushed for 100 yards against LSU. I think that's when like it really clicked for people, like, I could really play.
You did also mention earlier the fact that you were able to really like feel like when you got on campus, when you got here, that like everything just kind of made sense in how they operated. Was there anything that caught you by surprise as far as how things operated, either football
Oh
wise or
yeah.
school wise here in Tempe?
Yeah. So I'm just talking to the players and everything, I'm talking to the staff, and everybody's like so relaxed. Like everybody's so relaxed around like talking about Coach Dillingham and everything. It was just so like different from me. I wasn't expecting, but usually like at any other program, the head coach is like the head coach. Like everybody's like he's not really that approachable, but everybody's just like super approachable. Coach Dillingham is just like normal guy,
Just one of the
literally
dudes.
just one of the guys. Like so, that's huge. It's huge to be able to like have a head coach that's that approachable and wants to build a real relationship with their players.
Last one from me. You also said that them having fun, it felt like, what you played football for at the beginning when you were a kid. So let me ask you a question that you would ask a kid when they're playing football. What's your favorite part about playing football?
Um, mm,
You know it's
I have
finding
to
the end
go
zone.
with yeah, yeah. I have to go find it. No, no, breaking a long run. Let me specify.
Mm.
Like breaking that long home run hitter, that's the best part.
Like what Saquon was doing
Then
in the playoffs?
yeah, just like that. Or winning. Like, there's no feeling better feeling than winning a championship. Like, it's unreal.
100%. Well, I know Arizona State fans, they're still riding high, looking to defend that Big 12 championship with you in the backfield next year. I'm curious, before we get you out of here, if you have a message for Arizona State fans, the Sun Devil community, looking forward to seeing you in Tempe.
Just want to tell everybody in Tempe that you're going to get 110% out of me. Do everything I can do.
Love it. Kanye Udoh, the newest Arizona State running back. We appreciate you taking the time today, Kanye. Getting 110% from your new running back. Obviously, a lot to go over from that interview, and we're going to do all of it and more on the other side of this quick break.
More?
More.
Wow.
More. Look, you want somebody that's going to do more for you? Well, we're talking about Carol Royce, guys. She's going to go the extra mile in helping you guys find your next home, your forever home. Write this down right now. Okay, you got a pen and paper? Boom, got your notes? Okay. Call 480-776-5231 or visit the Carol Royce website if you at all are interested in purchasing a home. Guys, the Carol Royce real estate team is family owned and of course locally operated with 3 generations of family members serving the Valley of the Sun. 3 generations tells you all you need to know. They've been here. They've got roots here in the Valley, as I'm sure many of you guys do as well. Choosing the right agent is, of course, a big decision, and too often you're left with doubts of whether you made the right choice. While many agents make big promises, Carol Royce gives written guarantees. If you're considering buying a home in 2025, the name to trust is Carol Royce. Your home sold guaranteed. Realty, move up to one of their listings, and they're going to buy your home for cash. If you got questions, call today or visit Carol online at carolroyceteam.com. That's carolroyceteam.com.
You know how you sense things, you can look, you can feel, and you can smell.
Correct.
And smell, I would say, is maybe the most powerful.
Ooh, okay.
Right? Like when it comes to making first impressions.
Absolutely.
You can look great. You could be in a nice suit. You can be all prim and proper. Your hair can look like Anthony Totri's. But if you smell like Anthony Totri, then nobody's gonna. I'm kidding. Wow. I'm kidding. Obviously, Anthony Totri uses Mando. That's why he smells good. That's why we smell good over at PHNX Sun Devils. And if smell is something you're trying to step up for yourself, Mando is the place to do that. Not just for your pits, but every part of your body, and I mean every part. Every part. And Mando starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That is up to 40% off your starter pack. Use code PHNX at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Please support our show and smell better.
Will in the chat just had an idea for a defensive line podcast called Shredding Beef, Get Fighting Conga, meaning Kangaika in the booth. Look, I don't know if we're going to be doing any more player-like podcasts
here. We have cursed the player podcast.
We absolutely
have. They've been great.
I think they've cursed us. I think that's what it is. I think that's
the
what
spin
it
zone?
is. Yeah, that's the spin zone there. So we'll see, but don't
Shredding
anticipate
beef is not
doing
bad,
It's great. It's great, to be honest with you. Look, getting back to Kanye Udoh, this is the first time that we've had the pleasure of talking with him. I'm sure the first time a lot of Arizona State fans and Big 12 onlookers have had the chance to really hear from the newest Arizona State running back. What stood out to you about Kanye?
How excited he was to have the freedom here. The freedom to focus on football.
You mean to not be at Army?
Well, right. And listen,
to not be in the military.
It takes a different kind of dedication.
It does.
It takes a different kind of dedication to do all the things that he had to do. And I'm not trying to poop on that. But coming to Tempe, it's like usually when you're a student athlete, you lose a lot of your freedoms.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like when you are so into this, when being great and what ASU wants out of you, which is just 110%, which also is what he said, of yourself poured into this program. Usually you're like sacrificing your time.
Yeah.
This dude's going to get more free time, more ways to live life. And I think we all know that when you're able to enjoy life outside of your job, right, it can make doing your job better.
Yeah.
You can be better at it. And I think freedom with coaches, freedom with play style, freedom with expression, and freedom with time, all of that, if channeled the right way, which he doesn't seem like a kid who's leaving the Army because he lacks discipline.
No.
Right? He's just leaving it for a better football opportunity. And I think that's a really exciting combination of things.
Yeah, and I think something you also have to remember when it comes to Kanye, right, is you go back and look at him as a recruit coming out of high school, was about, I believe, a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. There wasn't a ton of major opportunities for him. Army was probably the best football opportunity for his career. Did what he did there, over 1,000 yards on the ground, 10+ touchdowns, and he did that all with, like you mentioned, being on a very, very strict, stern schedule of like, hey, this is where you have to be at this exact minute of every single day. Not that that's necessarily bad, but moving to Arizona State with a hyper focus almost on, hey, how can I elevate my football career? How can I take it to the next level? Like you said, being able to have those freedom of choices, being able to understand that, when you are here to work, you're here to work. And when you're not that's your time to recover. Versus where I feel like if you're at Army, it's a little bit more like, hey, you are always in the grind. And again, that's not bad. That's just maybe different than what some running backs, quarterbacks, whatever would like to do long term.
And it's good to get that like sense of like accountability. You have to be an extremely accountable person. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
In the military. And he's going to bring that over here, and he's going to also be able to have fun. But that's great and all, but the most exciting part about it is that I can look at this guy, I can watch his highlights, I can watch his game tape, I can hear him describe his game, and I can see that fitting in perfectly with what this team is going to try to do post Cam Skattebo, which is not abandon the run.
No.
Like, your run game is going to still be extremely important. I don't know if it'll be as much of your bread and butter, but I think it will still be your bread and butter.
I 100% think it'll still be bread and butter. You look back, and we brought this up a number of times, to when Kenny Dillingham was an offensive coordinator. Oregon, when he was at Florida State, when he was at Memphis, wherever, they were always in the top 10 in the country, it felt like, or very close to that top 10 in terms of top rushing attacks. Like, that was always what this offense was built around. And, Marcus Arroyo is certainly calling plays for Arizona State, but you saw it last season with Scat. Now you have a guy that you could almost argue is I'm not going to argue that he's a better athlete, but he's a different kind of athlete.
He's
than
a little
Cam
taller,
Skattebo.
he's a little bigger.
Maybe a little faster.
Faster. And, those things don't always equate to being a successful running back, but you want all of your running backs to, do that. One of the things that we have been, praising Cam for is getting faster in the past offseason, right?
Focusing on his body.
Because it makes a difference.
Yeah.
You run a 4.5 and you run a 4.4, that might be a multiple round difference in this draft, right? So it's going to be, Hunter Arizona says, I think he's going to be a dog. Devil Fan 1976 says, glad he chose Arizona State University. I'm very confident in what he's going to be able to do. Now, part of that is the fact that you do have a lot of returners on this offense, especially in your offensive line as well. Obviously, you're losing Leaf, which is unfortunate, but you're retaining Ben Coleman, who played like one of, if not the best offensive lineman in the Big 12. And you have Sam Levitt, who's returning. You have Kyson Brown in your running back room, who is returning. Your entire coaching staff is returning. Your wide receiver 1 is returning. Your tight end 1 is returning. And so when I asked him how much easier is it when you are around people who have a very clear game plan, right? And not only is the schematics clear, not only is the approach clear, but there's not going to be a lot of turnover and confusion and having to mesh and gel on the fly like there was last year. You should be going into week 1 a well-oiled machine this year.
You should.
And I don't see Kanye being a missing piece in that well-oiled machine.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Kanye's first game is going to be here in Tempe against NAU. Like, that's going to be the first time Arizona State fans get to see their new running back alongside.
I'm going to ask you something that...
Oh, God.
The first time this has ever been asked.
The first time this has ever been asked.
A question like this.
Okay.
Predict Kanye Udoh's stat line for NAU ASU.
See, now I think the thing that you have to really take into consideration here is if they're up by a high number, which I anticipate, then
think about what they did against Wyoming.
Then the
Scat didn't get a lot of run.
Then the starters are being pulled. I'm going to say Kanye is getting 9 carries.
Okay.
For 85 yards.
Okay.
And 1 touchdown. That's what I'm going to say Kanye does in week 1. Is Arizona State debut against NAU. What are you going to say?
10 carries.
10 carries, so you one-upped me.
101.
Wow.
101.
Wow, he's averaging over 10 yards a carry.
No touchdown.
No touchdown.
He's gonna break off one really long run that's going to get them to like the 2-yard line, and then Sam's going to run it in.
We're going to have to remember this because it's January 31st. And Arizona State doesn't play a game for quite some time.
That's why I said I'm asking you a question nobody's ever asked before.
No, you're right.
I'm writing it down in my notes app. Totri prediction is
9 carries, 85 yards, and a score. What do you got, Captain Redbeard? What do you think?
Yards and
I got 8 carries.
Okay.
95.
95 yards.
One touchdown.
1 touchdown?
Yep.
Okay.
He is a higher
We're thinking
yards
this guy is
than me.
eating week 1. I mean, it's NAU's defense, so that's fair. Hunter Zona in the chat. What we're really going to talk about is when does the schedule release? Big, keeping us on the edge for real. What I will say is I will not be here next week. I will be on vacation next week. And you say boo like you're not on vacation the week after.
Yeah, but I earned it.
All I'm going to say is I'm not going to be here next week, but there is going to be one specific show that Senor Rubis is going to do that you're certainly going to want to tune into next week if you want to learn more about the Big 12 schedule.
Also, Ralph will be on all of our daytime shows next week. We'll have post-game show schedule, and we'll also have some more interviews for you as well. So please don't abandon just because I'll be here.
You think people would abandon just because I'm gone?
The people love Anthony Totri. Okay, your prediction is 9 carries, 85 yards, and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 10 carries, 101 yards, no touchdowns. And Kyle's 8 carries, 95 yards, and a touchdown. Right?
Yeah, sounds about right. Anything through the air.
Williams
Any
has
receiving
15,
yards.
15 carries, 120 yards, 1 touchdown.
I just don't think they're going to – I just don't think he's going to need 15 carries. I don't think he's going to need 15 carries to do what he's going to need to do.
Yeah. Big Kyson hours.
Big Kyson.
Jason
big
Brown
Relique,
hours.
Jason Brown, McCaskill. And again – I say this is just an opinion. I want to get this very clear. This is opinionated. This is not coming from any specific information or a source, whatever. I do think that one running back will hit the portal during the spring window.
Oh.
Given the fact that, again, if you want to just list them out here, you've got Alton McCaskill, Relique Brown, Jason Brown Jr., Kyson Brown, and now Kanye Udoh. There are 5 running backs in this backfield. All of them, except Jason Brown Jr., are pretty much upperclassmen at this point. A lot of these guys are going to want playing time. I don't see a world where they all get their playing time this season at Arizona State. I think the guys that you could talk about going into next season as real options offensively are Kanye, Kyson, and Relique. I think you'll get more Jason Brown once Kanye's gone, once Kyson's gone. He's your RB of the future, more likely.
Who's the odd man out?
That would be Alton McCaskill. But you don't know, right? We still don't know. Alton, I don't think got his enough run last year. I think a lot of people, myself included, thought Alton McCaskill would be a bigger part to the offense. But he wasn't. Now, was that playbook related? Was that just because he didn't catch up to Scat and Relique and some of these other guys? Or was there something else going on, right? So again, these are all things that will sort themselves out in the spring. It's competition, right? We talk about Kanye as if he is going in RB1. There's a very real world where Kyson Brown is running back 1, right? Where maybe Alton McCaskill has had the greatest offseason that any of these backs have had, and he's RB1.
Possibly.
These are all things that are going to sort themselves out here in the next, couple months. And of course, we'll be locked in when spring football does start here in the next couple of months. So definitely stay locked in on that front. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Make sure you're subscribed to PHNX Sports because, Erik, this is not the only interview that we've got in the bag. Next week, I'm not leaving you high and dry. We got, hopefully, knock on wood, a few other players for you. Maybe some new guys, maybe some returners.
It's actually just me interviewing Anthony Totri.
Oh, is that what it is? Am I wearing their jerseys, though? I'm giving you answers as to how they would answer.
It would be a fun episode where we all just interviewed each other.
Okay. Isn't that what you did on PHNX Puff last night with Captain Redbeard?
Yeah, but then it devolved into me screaming about LaMelo Ball. So
Aaron in the chat says 8 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown, kind of like Scat's first game against Wyoming.
John, 8 carries, 89 yards, 3 catches, 27 yards through the air. William says that's not actually a lot of carries. Totri, 15 carries, not a lot.
15 carries is a lot for an Arizona State running back going against NAU.
Hey, NAU fought U of A hard. Well, before we get too far down that path, let's talk more ASU and U of A. But let's switch sports, and let's do it after this break. Guys, you all know.
And gals.
Guys is a universal term.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Just want to make sure everybody knows. Because everybody does know that Waymo is the way to go if you're trying to get around Phoenix. It is way more fun because it's not driverless.
Waymo fun.
I got you. It's not a driverless car. There's a Waymo driver for every car, but it's an autonomous car. There's no driver in the car. It is you in an all-electric Jaguar I-Pace vehicle. 0 emission experience for riders on over 150,000 trips per week across San Francisco, Los Angeles, and the greater Phoenix area. It dips into Scottsdale, dips into Tempe, it dips a little bit into Chandler as well. It's all over the place. you gotta download the Waymo One app. You know that Kenny Dillingham loves it. You know your Arizona State football team are all using Waymo, and they have over 40 million miles of real-world driving experience, enough to drive to the moon and back 80 times. Download the Waymo One app and ride today.
Love it. You know what else I love?
No.
I love being able to actually go on vacation and afford everything that I want to do on vacation.
That's
and
massive.
The only reason that I can do that is because of our friends over at Desert Financial Credit Union. Guys, Desert Financial is the official retail banking partner of Arizona State University. They've been doing it for more than 84 years. That's more than Erik, myself, and Kyle combined. All of our ages in life on earth. They've been doing it longer than all of that. They've been Arizona's largest, most trusted local credit union, dedicated to creating exceptional experiences by giving back to the community and providing financial solutions that make lives better. Look, here in 2025, make it the year of your finances. You can look to Desert Financial for checking, savings accounts, mortgages, loans, credit cards, investment options, and so much more. Now is the time to show your ASU team spirit. Open a free checking account online and get $200, plus your choice of 3 Arizona State University Visa debit cards. Go to desertfinancial.com/ASU to get started. Boom.
Boom.
Will in the chat saying he's feeling those 8 mini cupcakes from yesterday. Not a smart move. How do you feel about cupcakes?
I love cupcakes.
You a big cupcake guy?
Save it for hot or not.
You're kind of a cupcake.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just had to throw it out there.
All right.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Okay.
It's Friday. Of course.
Here
We're
go.
throwing jabs, man. It's Friday. It's what we do. Look, and what better time to throw jabs than at our arch nemesis, our rival, the gum on the bottom of our shoe, our friends over at the University of Arizona, the Wildcats, our frenemies.
Yeah.
I was going to try and do it backwards, but I don't know what
Our conference, honestly, not, what am I looking for? Our fellow Big 12ers.
Our fellow Big 12ers.
Yeah, that's
I don't like that. I don't like that.
all they get.
There's like 15 other teams.
Yeah, and they are
Also
just like
fellow,
the rest of them.
but they're not.
But they are.
No, because it means more to beat them.
It does mean more to beat
It does mean more to beat them. And Bobby Hurley, Jayden Quaintance and company, they have a date with Tommy Lloyd and the Arizona Wildcats on Saturday morning. Again, go to the takeover. Come hang out with us if you haven't already got tickets. Going to be an absolute blast. But getting into that matchup a little bit, it wouldn't be a true Friday if we didn't do Factor Cap, brought to you by Branded Bills. Elevate your brand with Branded Bills, the perfect headwear and apparel. Use code PHNX for 20% off your first order. I'm going to keep it plain and simple with you.
Keep it plain and simple with me, Totri.
Factor Cap. Arizona State's going to beat Arizona tomorrow.
Oh.
I want honesty. I want honesty from you. And I know when you're going to tell me a lie.
I want it to happen, but I have screamed too much about this basketball team to have confidence that they're going to win tomorrow.
So you're saying...
If you're telling me unequivocally I think it is a fact, I cannot say that. I want it, and I will root for it, and I will start a prayer circle tonight. I will put Tommy Lloyd, and I'll make like a voodoo doll. Like, I'll do whatever it takes to make it happen, okay?
Yeah.
I'll sell my soul to the Sun Devil. But will it happen? I can't tell you 100% yes.
So why? But why? Is it just because you've been scarred?
It's because I've watched the team
You're
play.
actively being scarred?
It's because I watched them play basketball.
Yeah. So you don't believe me is what you don't trust me. You don't trust me. I ask you this all the time. You don't trust me.
I mean, just because we have differing opinions doesn't mean I don't trust you.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you they're going to win.
Okay.
And you say, I don't think so.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right.
What do you think, Captain Redbeard? Factor Cap Arizona State is going to beat the Wildcats tomorrow.
I think that they will win tomorrow and lose the second matchup. I think they win one of two, and this is the one they win at home.
Look at that. Captain Redbeard is on the right side of history.
I want it. I want it so bad. Just the thought.
What about it exactly? The thought about what?
Fact that,
Smack the A.
The fact that
Smack the A.
Oh, diss track part 2.
Oh, gosh.
More like
No.
smacked the A.
Oh, goodness.
the fact that in order for ASU to win this game, somebody's going to have to go nuclear, right? Whether it's Sannon, whether it's Quaintance, whether it's Freeman or Jihad or Alston Mason or Adam Miller, like somebody is going to have their game. Like, where were you for the Jayden Quaintance game? Where were you for the Adam Miller game? Yeah. You know what? Screw it. I've been talked into it. That's all it took. That's all it took. JJ's in the chat screaming, hoops, 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 hoops. Believe, believe, believe. That's all I needed. It wasn't you, and it wasn't you.
It was me.
It was JJ.
I think that Arizona State wins this game. I have said it over the course of the last couple of weeks that I think Arizona State is a unique team, right? In the sense that there's a ton of talent on that team, but they aren't necessarily a team that is so systematic that it's like, okay, we know every single play that we are going to run for the entirety of the game in every situation, right? There is a little bit of creativity is the word that I'm going to use to that offense. And they play up and down the competition, right? Obviously, that is 50-50 positive, negative. And I think in this game, it's to a positive, right? You look at the Arizona Wildcats, they've got some dogs on that team. You saw Caleb Love. He's had a little bit of a hot and cold year
Sandin versus Love is going to be awesome.
What is it, Carter Bryant or Carter Brown?
Carter Bryant.
Carter Brown's former ASU kicker, I think, is where I was going. But Carter Bryant, he's a dog.
Bring Carter Brown back.
Trey Townsend. Obviously, Damon Dog's favorite hooper in college basketball.
Awaka, Henry Visar.
They got some dogs. They got some dogs on that team, but Arizona State, they're the type of team that's going to punch you in the mouth early at home. You obviously want a big Sun Devil turnout at DFA tomorrow. I think that's going to play a massive role into it. And again, like you saw it when it comes to Kenny Dillingham in the football side of things, right? Like, it was no pity for the kitty. You heard him say that at halftime of that game. We are not going to let off the gas. I think this is a game
Twist the knife
for Bobby Hurley. And think about where Bobby's been, right? Over the course of this season, over the course of the last couple seasons. You could argue probably the highest of highs that Bobby has had. I would say probably even more so than beating Kansas at home, even more so than beating Kansas on the road, more so than winning a first 4 game a couple seasons ago in the tournament, is probably beating Arizona in Tucson off a Des Cambridge buzzer beater. That's probably the highlight of his tenure at Arizona State so far. That game means more. Getting this one at home, the first one in the Big 12, is going to mean more. You've got a guy in Josan Sannon who was previously committed to the University of Arizona before swapping to Arizona State. You remember that graphic, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody in Tucson remembers that graphic as well. Josan Sannon needs for his legacy as an Arizona State Sun Devil, needs to have a game. I'm not saying he needs to go for 30, but what you can't do is do what you did over the course of the last few games. You can't afford to go 1 of 7 from the field. You can't afford to play 5 to 10 minutes. You have to go out there and play like you were playing at the start of the season, where you're coming off the bench and you're shooting, 50% from 3, 40% from the floor, and you have 18, 20 points. That's the type of night that you need to have against your rival. Make a statement. This is the game where Arizona State turns it all around. Okay? This is the moment that you're going to look back
You're calling
on.
it.
I'm calling it. This is the moment.
This is the start of the March Madness run.
This is if they're going to make a run, this is where it starts. It has to start against your rival at home. Take care of a team that I believe is mentally weak, right, in Arizona. Go smack them up and down the court with your 5-star freshman.
What?
Okay? You heard me.
Smack the A?
Yeah, smack the A up and down the court.
I like that.
That's what you need to do.
Did you come up with that? Did you just...
Yeah, yoinked it from somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you need to go beat beatable teams in Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and we'll see what happens against Houston. We'll see what happens against Texas Tech. But I'll tell you what, it starts February 1, 2025. If you want to make a run, if you want to make a difference, if you want to make some noise, it starts with Cage and the Kitties.
Fire me up. Need it to be tomorrow morning. Need to be at our takeover. Like, I need water, and I'm out of it. So I do really need water right now.
You don't have any water in there, buddy?
Like a little.
You want to open your water bottle?
No, it's okay.
He's a big germ guy over here.
Huge germ.
Are you you're a big germ guy?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
I do want to put in the chat, we could put a poll on if same thing. Factor cap. Arizona State is going to beat Arizona tomorrow. We'll put that poll in the chat. Let us know what you guys think. Again, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you are looking for that Kanye Udoh interview and you just joined, go back. It's at the start of today's show. Make sure you tap in, see everything that Arizona State's newest running back had to say about Kenny Dillingham, about Cam Skattebo, about the offense, and so much more.
I voted yes in the poll, by the way.
You voted yes?
I voted yes. The first vote, 100% yes.
I'm glad. I'm glad we were able to get you on this side.
I don't know what was wrong with me. I'm sorry.
Is Damon still in the office?
Who knows? Probably running scared.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine.
Like a Wildcat with the tail tucked between the legs.
I like that one. A Wildcat. That's tough. Yes, obviously, a lot of concern about Jayden Quaintance, BJ Freeman. Quaintance missed the Colorado game. Freeman only played for about 4 minutes. Still no official news on their status. Again, this is just a gut feeling. This is not a source thing. This is not any insider information. I do feel like Quaintance plays. Not making the trip to Boulder, it was already a minor injury in and of itself. So I do anticipate Jayden Quaintance playing tomorrow. BJ Freeman, I do not know.
You don't know if maybe with both of them, they held them out as a precaution because you knew that the U of A game was going to be bigger and they felt like they had the horses to beat Colorado.
They almost didn't, though.
They
almost did not have those horses.
When you take your 8-man rotation and you turn it into a 6-man rotation,
it's a problem.
It gets a little tough.
It's a problem for sure.
You know what's fun, though?
Tell me.
Hot or not?
Hot or not is super fun. Some would say it's hot.
Some would say it's not. Those people would be wrong.
They would be wrong. 100%.
But no matter what you think about it, you don't have a choice. We're doing it next. But you do have a choice when it comes to getting the right slice of pie, and let me make sure you get it at Spinato's.
Dude, I love pie.
You don't want, but the pizza pie.
No, I love it. Come on, my name's Tony. Come on.
Spinato's.
Yeah, they're
absolutely delicious, and the absolute best place also to watch Phoenix Suns games. They have watch parties. They have a basketball contest. It's like horse, but you spell pizza instead of horse because, you know, Spinato's has pizza. And not just any pizza. They have the pizza in so many different varieties. It is absolutely delicious. I keep on harking back on forgetting that we were getting Spinato's in office last week, bringing my lunch and never being happier to waste my time packing my lunch when those boxes of Spinato's were brought through the door. Delicious. I ate more than I should have. I probably should have left more for Gerald, who was at Suns practice, but I was a greedy little pig because I saw Spinato's and I blacked out. I was like, I have to have all the Spinato's humanly possible. You can get all the info on their watch parties, pizza basketball contests at spinatospizzeria.com. Spinato's, the official pizza of the Phoenix Suns.
Look, we just finished talking about Arizona State basketball taking on the Arizona Wildcats. If you are a Sun Devil fan, you need to spend your Saturday morning at DFA. And if you're looking for tickets, Game Time, they are the ticketing app for you. Game Time picks filters out the fluff to show you guys only incredible deals on great seats. So you don't got to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. And guess what? It is just 24 hours away, that matchup between Arizona State and Arizona, which means the deals over at Game Time seemingly are only getting better. Do you mind pulling up the Game Time app for me? Just checking the ticket prices.
Anything for you,
I appreciate that. Well, we're doing it for everybody at home. That's why we do it, guys. Look, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code PHNX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHNX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Tell you what, you want to obviously go to our takeover and get a ticket there, right?
But if you miss out,
here's the thing: cheapest ticket is $55 right now. You can go and you can get pregame, which comes with food, a drink, hanging out with us, and a ticket to the game for less than twice of that.
Yeah.
So, and you get good seats too.
Do all the things.
You look at some of the prices for that; they're pretty high. And you can get in that door, plus a pregame experience, plus you can confirm that
I feel like $50 is not crazy.
No. But that was the cheapest.
Yeah.
There's some in the 200s, some in the high hundreds. Those are not our takeover prices. Go phnx.com/events. I know Ben just got his tickets. I know we only have a limited number of tickets left.
I think Will got tickets too.
He better have. But I know we're running out. So make sure that you go to gophnx.com/events because this will be a really fun game. And we should all experience it together.
John in chat says, went to a hockey game in Portland last week and got my tickets on Game Time. Great seats, great prices. Got to see a fight and a goal in the first 10 minutes, and we won. Look at that. That's
all because of Game Time.
That's the full Game Time experience. Also, new Rubis nickname just dropped.
Oh, God.
Greedy little pig. You said it.
Yeah,
You
just
said,
because I said it.
You said, and I quote.
I said I was.
Erik Ruby said he was a greedy little pig.
In that moment, because I saw Spinatos.
Yeah, so new nickname.
What do you want from me? We all turned into greedy little pigs.
I don't want nothing from you. I am not a greedy little pig.
You've definitely turned into a greedy little pig.
Give me a time.
Off the Colt cannabis. Off the pure edibles. Buddy, I've seen you crisscross applesauce on our kitchen table eating peppermint bark like a goddamn pig.
Bro, that was years ago.
A year ago.
Years.
A year ago.
Years. It didn't happen in 2024.
Oh, stop. It happened literally at the last day of 2023.
Years ago, we're talking. Look at this guy, Rubis.
You are
he lives
and
in
have
the past.
been
He
in
lives
your
in the
life
past.
a greedy little pig.
Whatever. You want to do hot or not?
Sure, you
Put
greedy
Porky
little
on the
pig.
grill.
You know
That's
what I'm going to
we're
do? I'm going to start taking all the bad nicknames. I'm going to start calling you them. All right, old dog legs. You ready for hot or not? Chicken Little?
I love it.
What do you have for Phoenix tonight, Kyle?
I love it.
I've got some good ones.
Good ones today?
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Number one, hot or not, popsicles.
Hot. Not even a question.
It is a question.
Don't play with me.
It is a question.
That's definitely a question.
No.
It is a question.
It's a statement.
Like,
No.
would you have a popsicle now in the winter?
Yeah. I need a pop. You hand me a popsicle right now, I'd have a popsicle.
But why?
Because they taste good, dummy.
But see,
Bro. Stop.
there is a question to be
Sitting
had.
back like pondering. No, there's not.
There
It's a
is. There
popsicle.
is. I'm
It's
thinking.
sugar.
I'm not allowed to think in this establishment.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Okay.
I love
You greedy little pig.
It's so funny because it's like the question is like, are popsicles good? and we're like, I hate you and I want to rip your skull out of your brain. Like, what? Like, that's our popsicles good.
Look, popsicles, I think the idea of popsicles are hot.
You sound like such an ass.
Look, but popsicles.
The idea of popsicles.
So look, popsicles are ice cream, right?
Yeah, no.
Then what are they? They're shaved
There's
ice.
no cream.
Then
Where's
what
the
is
cream?
it? What is it? What is it?
It's frozen juice and sugar.
I'd rather have ice cream.
Okay. It didn't say hot or not. People liking popsicles more than ice cream.
No, it's just out of the list of things that I would rather have. It's a plentiful list. Popsicles are just mid. They're sticky.
Do you hate Otter Pops? No free ads?
Otter Pop's not a popsicle.
Yes. Oh, what?
No,
What?
it's not. It's not. It's not. A popsicle is literally has to have a stick. Does it have a stick? Have you seen an Otter Pop with a stick, Ruby? Have you? You have not.
Okay, we need screw the will ASU beat Arizona tomorrow poll. Get that out of here.
Am I wrong?
Get it out of here.
Am I wrong?
We need
What
our
does Google
Otter
say?
Pops popsicles.
What does Google say?
Okay, yeah, we'll both look it up.
Yeah, I don't need to do it if you're doing it. It's not. It's not a popsicle. It doesn't have a stick to it.
It's a freeze pop, so it's the same thing.
They're a brand
Yes,
of freeze
an Otter
pops.
Pop is a
That's
type of
AI.
popsicle.
That's AI's answer. What does the actual thing says? It says it's a freeze pop. What's the difference between a freeze pop? What's the difference
Kyle was right when he said he had good
between
ones.
a freeze pop
Oh, yeah.
and a popsicle? Well, let's see. A freeze pop is a frozen treat that comes in a plastic tube without a stick, while a popsicle is the same type of frozen treat but attached to a wooden stick. Meaning the key difference is the presence of a stick to hold it. I'm right. You're wrong. Popsicles, not hot.
I second that.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
I'm
Back me up, Captain
I'm
Craig.
surrounded by
Let's go.
psychopaths.
Thank you.
Surrounded by psychopaths.
Goodness gracious.
Psychotic.
Wow, that might have been the highlight of my day. Right there.
I'm right. You're wrong. Popsicles have sticks in them.
Oh, goodness. Not hot. Not hot for me. Frozen treats without a stick? Freeze pop? Very hot.
You are psychotic. Next question.
All right. California burritos, hot or not?
So hot. So
Glad we
unbelievably
can all
hot.
come together on this one.
So unbelievably hot that it's not even close.
hard to find a burrito that's not hot.
Hard to find a burrito hotter than the California burrito.
Ooh.
Is there one?
Dude, you're putting, what, carne asada and french fries together? Like,
Maybe
in a
some
burrito?
guac.
Oh my gosh. Come on.
Might be the best.
While we're at it,
Just
while we're
Googling
using
best burritos.
types of burritos.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong, a good old fashioned like bean and cheese can hit.
it can hit. Bean and cheese cannot be the ultimate burrito, though.
No, I don't think it's the ultimate burrito. But there's something to be said about a good bean and cheese. Come on. California burrito, it's what's a mission burrito? I'm going California burrito 1-1. That's what I'm going with.
Maybe we do a draft.
A burrito draft.
A burrito draft. Because
don't sleep on the breakfast burrito.
That's what there's a lot of options.
Is there a way? There's got to be a way. If we just put bacon in the California burrito and eggs, could we just call it a breakfast California burrito? Or a California breakfast burrito? That's got to be a thing.
Someone's done that.
That's got to be a thing. That right there, that is 1-1. Is a California
Creating
breakfast
your own
burrito. No, not really. Just a California breakfast burrito. Come on. Keep up, Ruby. Where you at? Where you at? What's topic number 3?
All right. We're going to finish off on a touchy one.
Oh, God.
Almonds.
Hot.
Here we go again.
Hot.
Why?
They're hot.
But why? You
good.
just say they're hot. Why?
I like how they taste.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Nobody likes the taste of almonds.
I like almonds.
You like the taste of almonds?
I mess with almonds.
What's an almond taste like to you?
An almond, dummy.
Do you like the taste of almonds, Captain Redbeard?
Like a nice salted roasted almond?
They're pretty bland.
That's what I'm saying.
A salted roasted almond hits.
Well, that's not what I said. An almond.
Okay, but you can't say pizza and I'll be like, I like pepperoni pizza. But that's not what I said. No, you said almonds, so all variation of almonds. I like almonds.
Well, yeah, almonds are mid.
Would you rather have an almond or a cashew?
Cashew.
That's not even. The fact that you're thinking about it is ridiculous.
If I'm just eating nuts, I'm grabbing the bag of almonds. I like almonds.
I can't work with you anymore.
Good.
That is
good thing you're leaving.
Worst take that you have ever had on this show.
Maybe.
Not even close.
At least I stand by my morals and my principles.
Your morals and principles are that a stupid nut that has zero taste, that is like the worst part of trail mix, is better than cashews.
I like almonds.
Cashews.
I like almonds.
A gourmet nut.
Listen,
you'd rather have an almond.
Listen, I like all nuts. Okay?
Yeah.
Big nut guy.
You just prefer the flavorless ones. Almonds over cashews is dirty work. Work of the devil.
And call me the devil.
Do you like almonds?
Not that much.
They're mid, right? You'd rather have a cashew.
This is
You'd
an
rather have a
almond-free
peanut.
ship. I will just let you know.
Cashew, peanut, any other nut, maybe.
Pistachio.
Hey.
Walnut.
Hey.
Walnut. Pecan.
Hey, dummies. Did I say it's the best nut of all time?
You might as well have. You said it's better than cashew. Unbelievable.
I'm grabbing the bag of almonds.
That's totally fine because there's plenty of them. There's plenty of bags of almonds. You know what? Do we have here? Here we go. Eat some almonds just for you. Thanks to our friends over at Circle K. Eat some almonds. Guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button on your way out. Make sure you leave a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Of course, if you're not going to be at the takeover tomorrow, we will be doing a post-game show after that rivalry matchup between Arizona State and Arizona. Could potentially be a little bit later than usual, but we are still. No, they don't. We're still. I mean, Circle K, they go crazy, but just almonds are just blech to me. It is what it is, guys. Like, if you enjoy the content,
a lot of my dietary fiber in.
Give us a follow at PHNX _Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony _Totri. Go follow the greedy little pig here at Erik Ruby. That is Erik with a K. Follow Captain Redbeard, the man behind the Mac at K Coop Sports. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. But in the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.